Hi everybody, and welcome to the first video in my weekly upload plan. So there's a couple of things that you may have noticed, and I just want to clear those things up first of all. So the first thing you've probably noticed is the name change of my channel. I've now named it to Barney Does Things because my name is Barney and I do things on here. It's much better than using my full name on here, otherwise it could just cause a lot of trouble. So Barney Does Things, welcome. The second thing as well is there's no fixed plan on what day I upload every week. So for example, one week I could upload say on a Tuesday, the next week I could upload say on a Thursday, and probably even the following week I could upload on Saturday if I wanted to. So there's no fixed day as of yet. I mean, if there is a fixed day, that's probably what I've got to work on, but I think it's better that I have no fixed day that I upload on a set week. So we're going to go from there. So now let's get into the first topic of today. So today's topic I want to mainly talk about is the supposed leak in regards to some details for Forza Motorsport 8. Why Forza Motorsport 8 in particular? It's because, well, I am a huge racing game fan. Sorry, I had to change hands there, this hand was getting tired. But also, I'm a motorsports fan and a car fan, so this topic just makes a lot of sense to me. So on the 23rd of July, Microsoft will be showing off their first look at their first party games. So you'll be looking at, say, Gears of War, Halo, and of course, Forza Motorsport. Now, the details here, they have come from 4chan and they've been posted onto altchar.com. I'll put the link to this article in the video description so you can check it out for yourselves. But as I said, the leak has come from 4chan. So there is a huge chance that all the details I'm about to say are fake, so just take them with a grain of salt. The supposed focus on the details here though, they are mainly looking at the tyre model and the atmospheric physics. So this is quite interesting because not many games really focus on this, although a lot of the hardcore simulators really do. So this is quite interesting to see. So let's have a look, go through the details, and I'll put some screenshots up of the article that I saved on my phone so you can see them there too. So going from the top, we have a new tyre pressure model. Now this is something that's been seen in the more hardcore simulators like Assetto Corsa Competizione, iRacing, and I think Project Cars 2 also had this. Not so much Project Cars 3 because that's a whole different subject altogether. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see that aspect in the game, especially in Forza. I mean, we don't know if Gran Turismo 7 is going to have this, but we'll have to wait and see. New dynamic track temperatures as well. So this is interesting because there can be points of a circuit where it's a completely different temperature to the other. So for instance, the home straight could be really hot, but then further up the circuit it could be really cold. And that can affect performance. It can also affect the amount of air going into the engine, which again can affect the performance. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. There is also the new atmosphere pressure system affecting air density, dynamics and power, which is kind of what I mentioned there in regards to the power of the engine. So that's quite interesting to see that the atmosphere, the overall air density, is going to affect the performance of a car. You rarely see this in most simulators, but Forza are doing it, or 10 are doing this rather, so that's pretty cool to see. They've redesigned the suspension system with a new modelling system. Now there's not much details on this, but we'll have to wait and see until the full reveal on the 23rd of July. There's going to be a new ranked online system and an integrated ghosting system, which we've seen in Forza Motorsport 7 and also Forza Horizon 4, funny enough. The tracks are going to have a full time and day night cycles depending on the race length / track. Now I'm a little bit skeptical about this because this to me says that only certain tracks are going to have a day and night cycle. Not every single one will. That's going to be a bit of annoying thing there, because there are other games out there, or other racing games rather, that have a full day and night cycle on every track, and the same thing for dynamic weather as well. So to me this suggests that only certain tracks are going to have this, which is a bit of a shame. But again, I'll be interested to see what comes up on this one. Rubber on tracks, or rubber in on tracks, according to what it said there. I think this could be flecks of rubber on, like, outside the racing line. But this also suggests that with another section here which says new heat interaction with tyre pressure, again that can affect performance, but the heat of the tyres could also collect these flecks of rubber, and we've seen this a lot in real life motorsport, so maybe that could be seen, who knows, just gotta wait and see. The expanded race capacity, that just says there's going to be more cars on the circuit. That's nothing really new, but again, I'll be keen to see how many cars that's going to be capable of. But the biggest thing that I've seen on here is off-road racing on land and gravel, with rally racing also present. Finally, Forza is adding rally racing. Although this has been in the Forza franchise as a whole since Forza Horizon, but it's only been in Forza Horizon, never in the motorsport game. So it's really cool to see rally racing finally in the motorsport franchise. So I would quite like to do, say, take the Ford Fiesta WRC car, for instance, or an equivalent of it, and take that on a gravel track or a dirt road. So that'd be quite cool to see. And also at the bottom here it says that clubs are returning. So the actual clubs in-game, rather than using the Microsoft system, which, let's be honest, the Microsoft system didn't really work. So having actual in-game clubs, that can mean you can net further rewards, such as, say, cash bonuses and the possibility of car prizes too. So that's going to be quite cool. They also mentioned, this isn't in the actual list, but it's in like the article here. And I'll quote directly from the website here. The leak also mentions that developer Turn 10 are targeting quality over quantity, meaning car and track details will be more important this time around. On top of this, the career mode has had a full overhaul and will be similar to Need for Speed story mode, with character cinematics and a full-blown storyline. I'm a little bit dubious about this, because a full-blown storyline in a serious, or getting more serious rather, racing simulator, I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a storyline in Dirt 5, but Dirt 5 to me looks more arcade-like, so that's understandable, but a fully blown simulator like Forza Motorsport and even iRacing and Assetto Corsa, I can't really see working, but again, it'll still be interesting to see. Another thing that's going to be returning will be the calendar-style events from Forza Motorsport 4, but they're also adding in the seasons system from Forza Horizon 4. That's kind of cool to see. So I would like to see, for instance, going onto the Nürburgring in the winter where there's snow present, or let's say I could go to Brands Hatch in the summer, or just something along those lines. That would be really interesting to see. Although I do get a feeling that the season system is only going to be on certain tracks, like the full day and night cycles. So I'm going to hold fire on that one. I'm not going to get too overly excited, although I am interested to see what's going to be announced. And lastly, at the bottom here, they have announced that it's going to be, well, not announced, they haven't announced anything yet. Again, this is still just rumours, so take it with a grain of salt. They're going to be targeting 4K at 120 frames per second with ray tracing. That's going to be the standard now in regards to performance. I think anything sorry, I'm losing my words here. I think the frame rate is a very important factor in sim racing, because you'd want the high frame rates and high refresh rates and response times so that every input that's made is accurate. So yeah, that makes sense. And the rumoured release date is going to be February 2021. So yeah, a lot of the features that have been supposedly leaked, interesting. it just shows though that Turn 10 are actually going to be taking Forza Motorsport 8 much more seriously now. Rather than have it say, I think it's still going to be accessible to newcomers, but for the long-time fans, it looks like they're really going to step up a gear and really take it much more seriously in regards to a simulation aspect, rather than focus on the more arcadey side of things like they do with the, or like Playground Games do with the Forza Horizon franchise. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm obviously going to be looking out on the 23rd of July to see what's going to be announced. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, and also let me know what you think you would like to see in Forza Motorsport 8. That wraps it up for now. So thank you very much for watching my first weekly upload plan thing. But yeah, if you click on the bell icon, you can be notified of when I upload a new video, and also don't forget to subscribe as well. That would really help me out. Yeah, I'm done rambling, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.